Hi everyone. So there's a lady online called Audra Bear on Instagram and on YouTube, I think. And for a while she was kind of promoting herself, or it kind of seemed like she was sort of putting herself across as a breatharian. Although I don't know if she ever actually used that term, but I think she talked about breath work and pranic living and all this kind of stuff. And she quite recently came out with a video where she was basically talking about going back to a more conventional style of, well, eating food and so on, right? And so I was going to make a bit of reaction to what I saw in the video, and what she basically was saying was that she'd done this like 87-day juice fast or something like that, right? So you've watched my channel. I did 4 months on mangoes. You know, you can do these things where you have a bit more of a restricted diet and stuff like that, but she was doing it on juice. There's no problem with a human being doing that, and many people have done juice diets of 90 days and more. I think people have probably done them for 6 months. Um, and she felt amazing. This is what a lot of people feel when they start off doing these kind of things. Felt amazing, felt clean, felt energy, and people can have these experiences. And so the weird thing is that some people say like, "Oh, I was living without food because they were living on juice," and that juice is food. You know, juice is food. So your food doesn't have to be solid for it to be food. You can eliminate the fiber. The fiber is essential nutrient, but it doesn't. You don't consume it. It passes through your body. So all the solid part of your food, technically you could live without it, but it's not ideal, right? Because you really want to digest properly. But she said that after the 87 days and after she was doing the juicing for a while, she started to experience her health going downhill. And this is where it gets typical, totally typical. She goes, she experienced her hair falling out. She had no energy. She was starting to feel anxiety and depression. What are those all symptoms of? Can anyone tell me? Can you tell me? Under eating, under consumption of calories, not of any nutrient, not mineral deficiency, not mineral deficiency, not mineral deficiency. Please, please get this. It's not anything to do with mineral deficiency. It's not to do with fat deficiency or hormone deficiency. It's not to do with not enough fat. It's not to do with not enough protein. It's to do with not enough calories. That's it. If you don't have enough calories, you start to feel these symptoms. You start to feel symptoms of no energy, surprisingly enough. Your hair can fall out. Of course, I've been eating sufficient calories. My hair's still falling out, but that's maybe genetic. Uh, low sex drive, feeling cold all the time, anxiety, depression, feeling no motivation, no energy, huge hunger, basically thinking about food all the time. These are the symptoms. These just constipation could be one of them. These are some of the symptoms of under eating calories, not eating enough calories. That's the biggest deficiency issue that people face when they do a juice diet or anything like that, because you can up your greens as much as you like. Those minerals aren't helping you. Not a bit. Minerals are. You got to put minerals. Like, here's the importance of getting enough calories, and then go out the room somewhere, throw it away to the side. That's minerals. It's don't worry about it. Proteins out there, fats out there, omega 3, omega 6. Vitamins is closer. Important. Vitamins is important because people actually suffer from vitamin deficiencies and have done in the past. Mineral deficiencies, it's like, hello, has anyone ever seen that? No, no one. Okay, scurvy. Yeah, you've heard of scurvy. Okay, everyone's heard of scurvy. Vitamin C deficiency. People haven't heard of the other ones like pellagra and beriberi, but these are real. Mineral deficiencies. I mean, people have like an iron, like anemia, iron deficiency. It's not to do with not enough iron in the diet. It's to do with the body not absorbing, utilizing the iron, probably because a lot of that's connected with dairy and other issues and the person being in a poor state of health in general, right? From eating the wrong diet. But it ain't nothing to do with not enough iron in the soil or not enough blooming. Let's talk what minerals. Magnesium. People are worried about magnesium. Just go on chronometer. It's easy to get magnesium. It's not even an issue. Calcium, sodium, all these things. So people have this real thing about minerals, and they go on about minerals. Why? Because it's been sold to you. Because they sell you green powders and all this green nonsense. But it ain't a thing. It's put it out there somewhere and getting enough calories, like the most important thing every day. If you're on a raw diet or a juice diet, getting enough calories is the thing that you're most likely to underconsume. Now, the average person out there doesn't have to worry about getting enough calories because they always do, because they eat addictively, compulsively, foods that are very high in calories that are very easy to overconsume. So no one has an issue with that in the developed world. In the developing world, that's a major issue, and people still die of not getting enough calories. And unfortunately, the lack of kind of clarity and honesty about that has been a problem over the years, because they try and give people more protein and more all this nonsense. Don't just give them more food, like they need more calories consistently, or it messes people up. It messes up the IQ, the development of people. How a person grows, their brain grows, all these things, not getting enough food. Like, it's a really serious issue, right? But everyone wants to focus on minerals. Well, fair enough. But anyway, so we'll get back to Audra Bear and everything. So she's just talking about deficiency of calories, and then she basically talks about that she starts to eat more food. It's like the most usual, normal, regular thing that I see, that we've all seen again and again and again and again and again. And some of you are really prizing fasting. Oh, fasting, amazing. Intermittent fasting. How can I eat less calories? Intermittent fasting. How can I eat less food? How can I justify not eating food? Like, why do you want to? Oh, I'll fast 1 day a week, 2 days a week, a month every year. Like, learn to eat enough. Learn to eat a sufficient diet. And where I'm at, I'm like, I need to increase my exercise and eat more. That's where I'm at, because I'm not fit enough from where I stand. I don't believe I'm fit enough to be truly healthy. So that's what I need to work on. I don't really need to improve my diet that much, but I need to improve my fitness activity and stuff like that. So Audra Bear is someone that was just learning, got a lot of attention, had a bit of a following, and a lot of people wanted to believe the idea that they can live without food and just live on a little bit of juice here and there and live on breath. And I saw that, and I've seen people, they followed her and they wanted to believe her and they wanted to, but the sad thing in the video is she still says, there are some people out there that do the breatharian thing. There definitely are people that are living on no food. There are not. This is what you have to accept if you're into this breatharian myth and all that. There aren't any people doing that. Now you could say, well, there's a yogi in the Himalayas. Maybe there's a discarnate spirit that somehow has assumed physical form or something, and it can, I don't know, maybe it can project a physical whatever. But apart from maybe that kind of a weird thing, like a ghost or something, no, it's not happening. And you have to accept that that's the reality, right? That is the reality. There is no one living on less food than they require. It is way more likely they are all lying to you. And that's a sad thing to say about humanity and about people. But when it comes to food, people are so deluded, it's unbelievable. and they really do believe that they're living on breath, and they're not. And there was a guy, Matthew was telling, my friend Matthew, who's raw vegan for the last 7 years, 100%, living in Glasgow. And he was at the Dutch Fruit Festival. He said that a guy came on who was a breatharian at the Dutch Fruit Festival, was talking about breatharian, and then said, "Okay, I'm gonna, I'm a breatharian, but I have pizza now and again," or something like that. Sometimes I have pizza with my family or something. Now, this guy, and Matthew's telling me, like, this guy was bigger than Matthew. Like, if this guy's living on no food, he shouldn't be like not that he was overweight, but he was carrying more weight. Matthew's quite a low body weight, right? Like, probably at the lower end of like, if he did a fast for a few weeks, he would go underweight, right? But this guy would not, because he had plenty of, not plenty, no, he wasn't fat, but he has a stone or two of fat distributed around his body. He doesn't look fat, but he's got a stone or two of body fat that he can get rid of, and get leaner and be like a marathon runner size, you know. There's no way he's not eating food all the time. This is the level of delusion. Like, and this is a person that's maybe done a fast for 2 weeks or something, and all of a sudden they think they're an expert on the breatharian lifestyle, and they've had one experience where they had so much energy on a fast, and they're like, "Oh, I'm living on air." No, that's as my friend Claire was pointing out last night. That's like your body basically pumping you full of adrenaline, going, "Let's go out and find food." You know, "Oh, I'm so full of energy, and I've not eaten any food." So our whole relationship with food is so bastardized by the fact that there's such an excess of it, it's so plentiful. We just assume that it's there all the time. We just assume it's there, and then we devalue it. Imagine if for 2 weeks there was no food on earth. For 2 weeks everyone had no food. Or you had to go out into the forest and get food or something, like supermarkets all closed. Imagine that happened. How much would you then value food? Tremendously. If you went through a world war and for 2 years your food was restricted, your food supply was restricted, how much would you value food afterwards? Tremendously. And we don't. And therefore we allow these ideas to creep in, like, "I don't need food, I can live without food. Food's like not that important," and all that stuff. It's incredibly important, and it's really important to get enough every day, to maintain homeostasis, whatever you want to call it, to maintain basic health, to not start to, the only situation is if you're losing weight, and you want to do that in a controlled fashion. Yes, you'll undereat a little bit, but it won't be so much that if you start to get severe, you can lose weight and not really experience the symptoms of undereating. So you can undereat a little bit. But if people are experiencing the real symptoms of undereating, they're way undereating. They're like way undereating, because you can go 500 calories less than you need, and you'll still have energy, and you'll still be able to get about your day, and you'll still lots of things, So Audra Bear was just one of the many people that kind of got mixed up in the whole pranic living breatharian concept, and the sad thing is has led other people down that path who probably are still doing it and will find someone else to follow. And it's one of the worst things that people can get mixed up in the raw scene, if you want to put it that way. And believe me, all the kind of pranic living breatharian people that I've come across, not one of them is doing a raw vegan diet. I absolutely assure you of that. I know that for absolute certainty. I know that because the mindset of doing a raw vegan diet is not that mindset. It's totally different. So I know what these people are doing, and it's called binging. Binging on anything. Probably not even vegan, not even vegetarian, who knows? Anything. and then being all high and mighty and going on a fast for 10 days during their retreat and, you know, taking people through the pranic initiation. It's like, it's all nonsense. It's unhealthy. It's a bad mindset. It's a bad relationship towards food. It's a bad relationship towards yourself. And here's the thing, if you want to lose weight, then do it. And declare that to the world. I want to lose weight to look better, feel better, be healthier, and I want to feel better about myself. And that's okay. You don't have to turn it into a spiritual process and a breatharian thing, and I'm going to live on light. You want to lose weight. That's fine. Guess what you do? You just slightly reduce the amount of calories you need, and you do that consistently over time, and maybe increase your activity levels as well a little bit. And you'll gradually lose weight. But trying to do it fast, by fasting, by breatharianism, all that stuff, is an absolute road to failure. Because people end up binging and overeating after it and getting into bad cycles of doing that. And once you're in a pattern of doing that, it's hard to stop. And you just put on weight and put on weight, feel worse and worse about yourself, feel more depressed, less activity, go out less, and you end up overeating, you know. So I'm glad that Audra Bear's kind of come out and said she's not into that anymore. And no one should be. And by the way, I don't know, could a juice diet work? Could you make a juice diet work? I don't know why you would want to, right? You can live on juice. You can lose weight on juice. You can do it. I've known people that have done juicing for long periods of time. Many of them I've seen regret it afterwards. I know 2 people that did a 90-day juice fast. They were both raw vegan and they're now eating meat. What does that tell you? I don't know. What does that tell you? I don't really know. But they both lost weight doing it, and temporarily I guess it got them some benefits, but you freak out when you don't eat enough food. Anxiety, depression, stress. These are not nice things to feel. No energy, no libido. These are not signs of health. And they go away, and it comes so quickly with under consuming calories. And if you do a juice diet, especially if you're living on vegetable juice, there's no way you're getting enough calories. And man, if you just added in some high calorie bananas, sweet fruits, but big banana smoothie, that'll just make your body go, oh. Anxiety gone, depression gone, stress gone. Everything starts to get back to normal. Motivation rises, desire to live and go out in the world and do things. Mental clarity improves. Everything stabilizes. Consuming enough calories is a mood stabilizer. And eating those from healthy foods, it's stabilizing for your mood. It's positive for you. It's a good thing. So my message of the day is, don't buy into these things. If you want to lose weight, you can do it in a healthy fashion. You don't need to go to these extremes. You don't need to try and be a breatharian. There's nothing special or spiritual or anything about that. There's no truth in it. I'm telling you, none of them are doing what they tell you they're doing. It's a business thing for some of them. It attracts people to the stuff they're doing. It attracts people. People really want it to be true. People really love spiritual stuff that has no proof behind it. I'm one of them. If you tell me there's a guy that can levitate and he's giving a demonstration, I'll go. I'll definitely go. In my mind, I'm probably thinking, there's no way he can levitate, but I'm going to go and see. Do you know what I mean? So these ideas attract people. It's interesting, it's mysterious, it's out of the ordinary. Whereas if you say, there's a healthy guy and he's going to talk to you about how to live a healthier life, everyone's like, boring. That's boring. I'm going to stay at home and go to the toilet or whatever. Stay at home and go to the toilet. I'm going to just stay at home on the couch and do nothing. Healthy person talking about health, no, that's boring. Person that doesn't eat, wow, that's fascinating. Let's go and go to these retreats. You know, that's kind of how this works. And a lot of people don't start off saying that. They might say like, "Oh, I did a fast," and then someone goes, "What? You mean you live without food?" Well, kind of for a few days at least. Oh, you live without food? Really? Tell me more about that. Well, yeah, of course. Yeah, I live without food. Yeah, that's what I do. And then a whole crowd of people all gather around. Oh my God, he lives without food. Well, I didn't really say that, but okay, I'll go along with it because people like it. That's what happens, right? They just go along with it because people want to hear that. There is no way that any of them are doing it. Just absolutely for sure. And I would have found someone that was doing that. In my journeys as a raw vegan, going to different places around the world, different events, I would have found someone. What I've found is people fasting who like lost weight all the time. You lose weight when you fast, and many of them put the weight back on, and many of them never started good habits, and many of them went back to eating poorly, and it didn't have a long term change in their life. It didn't change their habits overnight. It didn't do anything like that. So I've rarely, fasting to me would be for people that have either been on a long term raw vegan diet and they decide, I want to fast, see if I can take my health to the next level, but I'm already set with my diet, so when I come back off, I know I'm going back to a healthy diet. Okay, that's fine. That's like Matthew, raw vegan for 6 or 7 years, went and did a washer fast. Still had some issues that he wanted to heal, right? Or someone with chronic disease that doesn't have a lot of time left and wants to get a quick reversal of their condition, their arthritis, their, that kind of stuff. But the problem still is that once they get off, if they go back to the previous habits, they're still going to get the issue again. They're going to get that issue coming back again, like again and again, just predictably. So, what do I have to say about this? So, stop glorifying not eating. It's not a glorified. It's not a thing. And this is the thing for me. One last point. This is the thing where fruit is too boring for people to like focus on. It's got no stimulating factor. It's not addictive, and so people go, right, I'm going to give up food and this and that, and give up animal products, give up this, elimination diet down to raw vegan diet, and then all of a sudden they get down to more of a fruit diet, and then they're like, yeah, just cancel that fruit stuff. I'm just gonna eat nothing now. Like, no, I don't know. It's like, just want to like ignore the fruit. The fruit is what you should focus on, what you should get excited about. You need to get excited about it. Create a relationship with it. I get it. A lot of people have relationships with people that are abusive to them and whatever, and they stay loyal to those relationships, and that's what I see with food. It's like people are loyal to abusive foods, and then when this stuff fruit comes along, it says, I will love you the rest of your life. I will love you to the greatest of my ability. You go, it's boring. What? Love and care and like nourishment and good stuff. Oh, boring. I don't deserve that. I'm going back to the bad stuff, Like that's what people are kind of like. It's weird. So you need to like increase your view of yourself. Believe that you deserve love. We were talking about that at the UK Fruit Fest. You deserve love, right? The one of our speakers, Roger King, talks about you deserve love, and you deserve fruit. You deserve the love that fruit and healthy foods is an act of self-love. So restricting that is not love. It's not energy. It's not prana. It's not anything. These are separate things anyway, prana, chi, whatever, and like the fuel you get from food. These are totally different things. And emotional energy and all that stuff. These are different things. So develop that good relationship. Anyway, thank you for watching and subscribing, and leave your comments below.